Hello and welcome to the Bike Century. My name's Ben and today I'm going to be showing you around this really impressive BMW K1600 GT. This is the first generation bike, had a really good review from MCM when it first came out. Famous for being the first BMW to have an inline 6 engine in it, and it's a really powerful, strong, torquey motor, and it produces just over 160 horsepower. And people were using words like the ultimate tourer when this thing first came out. It's a really impressive machine with loads and loads of kit on it, so hopefully I'll be able to do it justice as we go around. As I said, first gen, 2011, it's covered 19,500 miles from new. It's in reasonable condition for its age, and like I said, it's absolutely loaded with spec. So if we start at the front then, BMW have got a unique front suspension system. Now, I'm not going to try and get all technical with you about it, but the suspension system is designed to reduce dive. That's particularly important on a bike that is as large as this one. So when you ride this bike, if it was to have conventional forks, you would need to have it set so stiff to prevent all of the weight transfer onto the front when you brake. This is a really effective system, and there are people out there that are far more qualified to give you the science behind it, but you'll just have to trust me, read the reviews, and you'll see how good this front end is. The bike's actually on 17-inch wheels. These are lightweight wheels with non-radial 4-pot brakes, braided lines and ABS as standard, but massive 320mm discs. As you can imagine, these have got TPS sensors in them, and these have got 90-degree valves to help you to access the valves for topping up your air. The bike's finished in a, I would say this is a maroon. It's like a metallic red. The bodywork on this is pretty good. There's a few little marks and stone chips on the front fairing, as you can imagine, for the age of the bike, and I'll try and show any major marks as we go, but on the whole, this is very clean and tidy. Just down this side where you can see the engine, you can see the bike is fitted with engine crash bars. It's a good modification to have on a bike this size, because if anything, people are going to drop it on its side. There's no signs that this bike has ever been on its side. The bodywork on this side, as you can see, is in very good condition. There's a couple of nice features worth pointing out, like the huge LED strip indicators on here, so really visible, obviously when you're touring. And these air deflectors, these are quite interesting as well. I've never seen this on a bike before, but obviously when they're in, you get a nice steady airflow which kicks the air out the side of the rider. When these are open, I can only assume it allows the airflow to come into the rider. Obviously you've got a very tall screen on this bike, so not a great deal of airflow coming to you, even with the screen in its lowest position. Around the side, very standard stuff. There's a couple of storage compartments on either side which can be locked. Just here, I suppose you could keep things like passports and wallets. There's a 12-volt socket just here. Oil check and everything is on this side, like a standard bike. You can't really see it, but the bike does have a single-sided swing arm. Looks very nice on all other BMWs, but unfortunately this giant exhaust does just kind of cover that up a little bit. The bike comes with colour-coded panniers. You can fit a full-size helmet in these panniers, so if you were to park up for the day and you've unloaded all your kit, you've got no problems there at all. And obviously it's got a colour-coded top box as well. There's a couple of little marks on these panniers, as you can probably see. Again, you've got to think of the age of the bike and what these are used for. They get taken off and thrown in hotel rooms and stuff like that, but on the whole, nothing too major. Nice big pillion seat and backrest on the top box, again owing to the nature of the bike being a tourer, and it does have a heated rider seat as well. Around the front, you've got this massive touring screen. This is on its lowest position at the moment. You'll probably have noted the aerial there. That's because this bike has also got a radio inbuilt into it. You get the angel eye headlights that you would have seen in most of the 3 and 5 series BMWs, which look really cool, and really powerful main beams as well. Around this side, it's very much the same. Obviously it's a twin disc model. You've also got the crash bars on the bottom of the engine here. The bike is fitted with a centre stand, as you would imagine, and you do have a remote reservoir just here, a remote adjuster for your preload and your rear suspension. So obviously if you're carrying a pillion and plenty of luggage, that's the way you're going to adjust it. Just in the centre of the screen there, you can see that's the switch there for the heated seats, so easy access while you're in transit. And as I pan around to this side, you've got some controls for your radio and stuff like that, and another lockable box. I should mention that the seat on these bikes is height adjustable. It's not a particularly tall bike, and I would say that this seat is probably on its lowest setting at the moment. But if you're a slightly taller rider, you could adjust that for a little bit more height and a bit more leg room. So up here is where all the magic happens. You've got all of your controls for controlling the dash here, and your mode selections on the right hand side. It is a keyed ignition, unlike a lot of the newer bikes, which I actually prefer. So you've got your speakers built here, your tweeters here, and a little bit of radio force you can hear here. Just turn this down. So you've got a partially digital, partially analog dash here. Obviously you've got your speedo in kilometres and miles per hour, so that's good if you're going over onto the continent. You've obviously got your rev counter here. Up here we've got inbuilt sat nav, and we've also got all of your relevant information here. So as you can see at the moment we're in rain mode. We've got various different mode selections which alter the bike's handling, power delivery, and suspension characteristics. You've got gear position indicator, your temperatures and fuel gauges here, obviously your service intervals and stuff, clock, mileage, your trips, and obviously the suspension mode is shown here as well. Obviously you can see at the moment we're tuned into radio, but you do have the option to have a Bluetooth device paired as well. Bike comes with heated grips as standard and an adjustable screen. As you'll see, the screen can go up or down. And from all of the reviews, you'll see that once the screen is in the highest position, it pretty much blocks out all the wind, which is why you must have these deflectors on either side to help push some of the air into you, particularly if you're riding in hot countries and stuff like that. Let's give it a start up for you. Sounds absolutely beautiful. It's very rare to see a straight six in a bike, as you can imagine, so there was a lot of hype about it when it first came out. As I said, cosmetically very, very clean, very few marks to speak of. I think there's a little tiny mark just here on the fairing. There's a couple of very small minor stone chips. I don't know if you can really see those just in the bodywork here. There's a couple on the front, but nothing really too major to speak of. Same on this side. No real major marks or scratches in the bodywork. Things like brakes, tyres, final drive, everything like that is all checked. Obviously this bike is shaft driven. All get checked as part of our pre-delivery. This bike does have a full service history, so we don't expect to find a great deal. It will come with all of the keys, owners manuals and service books. We also offer free UK delivery, England and Wales. We do offer a small charge from Scotland. We can offer finance and part exchange as well. If those are things that you're interested in, or if you've got any general questions about the bike, please feel free to reach out. We've got WhatsApp, live chat, all the socials. You can pick up the phone and ask us any questions you've got, or pop into the showroom and try the bike on for size. That's it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Take care.